Happy Deepavali, everyone! Now, during this time of the year, I find myself munching on loads of murukku, but there's no denying the fact that my fingers will end up greasy. And if you look at the bottom of the snack tub, it is filled with oil. Now, that's not very good for us, but I still love my murukku, so I've worked on a recipe which is healthier, but yet easy to make at home, so you can make your murukku and eat it too. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the snack, murukku is a crunchy Indian snack infused with loads of different spices and then deep fried. Now, making it healthier by changing up certain ingredients but also changing up the cooking method. I will be baking it instead of deep frying it, so this reduces the fat content drastically, but it still maintains the crunchiness and the flavor of traditional murukku. Also, I'll be jazzing things up today by injecting some natural color into the murukku. So we'll start by steaming our flour. Now today I'm using atta flour, which is wholemeal flour. It's better than the usual flours that they use for murukku because this is whole wheat, so it's better for your movements basically. And I will be tying this up in a cloth. I'm going to tie it tight so that the flour doesn't escape it. And we will be steaming it for about 15 minutes. So that has been done for a while now. I have left it to cool. So I'll remove it right now. And you will notice that the flour is rock hard at this point, but that's fine. We will break it up later. We'll just let this cool for about 5 to 7 minutes. So now that our flour is all cooled, we're going to put it through the sieve. Now it will seem hard at first because they're all clumped up, but all you have to do is just press it through with your thumbs and it will be just fine. Cooked flour smells amazing. I love it. Just gonna sieve this right now. So you're gonna find huge clumps like this. What I do is I just break it up with my fingers. It usually takes me about 3 to 4 minutes to do this. So now I've sieved all my atta flour. Is super fine right now, and it's time to add in the spices. I'm gonna start off with ajawin seeds or carom seeds. Now this is really similar to cumin actually when you smell it. And some people say it's the Indian oregano. So I'm just going to be adding a teaspoon of that, and a teaspoon of sesame seeds. And I've got this very special ingredient called asafoetida. It's the oddest ingredient I've ever come across, but it is worth spending that $1.60 buying it at Mustafa to kind of understand what it does. It's pretty much a staple in most Indian households, and it's used for their savory dishes because it kind of mimics the flavor of garlic and onion, and it basically gives the dish a fuller, more robust flavor. So you don't need much here, you just need about a 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'll be adding some chilli powder as well. This is completely optional, but I like some spice in my murukku. So adding about a teaspoon of that. And finally, I will be adding in some melted butter. Next, you want to season it with some salt and pepper. And right after this, you just mix it all together with your fingers. Alright, so everything has come together nicely, and as I've mentioned just now, I will be making murukku of different colors, so it is at this point that you want to divide your flour up. I've got 2 bowls here. I'll be making murukku of 3 different colors, so let's divvy this up. So the 3 colors I'll be making today are red, green, and yellow. The yellow will come from turmeric, the red will come from beetroot, which I blended up earlier on, and the green will come from spinach. So this will give really amazing and really vibrant colors after we bake them. So for the yellow murukkus, we want to add a touch of turmeric powder. We mix that together nicely. Now we want it to come together to form a nice, soft and smooth dough. You want to add water little by little so it doesn't get too wet. If it does end up too wet, you can always add a bit more flour to it. There's no issue at all. So this is the consistency you want, something that's soft, pliable, not sticky, and something that you can squeeze in your hands and will come out smoothly. So for the green, we will be adding some spinach water. Again, as previously, we will be adding bit by bit. Wow, it looks so cool. This is science in the kitchen. And for the red, we will be using beetroot juice. Super nice and rich in color and full of antioxidants as well. Oh, check that out. done. So now we can start molding our murukku. So it's now time to shape our murukkus, and for this you do need a murukku press. It costs about $15 at Checkout Market, or you can borrow it from a neighbor. So there are these sorts, which basically is a crank, or this, which is a hand press. I will be using this today. I've oiled the inside, and I will be now stuffing it with my pink murukku dough. Put that in there, and we'll close it up. So before you shape your murukku dough, you want to have a baking tray lined with parchment paper, and I'm just going to grease it slightly so the murukku doesn't stick to it. And as you are doing this, you want to make sure that you have preheated your oven to 165 degrees. So now that's nicely greased up, we can shape our murukkus. Now murukku in Tamil actually translates to twist, so that's sort of the motion that we'll be using for this. So now they're all pressed nicely. I just want to brush them with a bit of oil, and then we'll pop them in the oven. This will help them get nice and crisp. So once they're all nicely brushed up, you want to pop them in the oven for about 12 minutes. Alright, the buzzer has sound. It is now time to take out our murukku and brush them with some oil before we return them to the oven again. Now that's nicely greased up, all we have to do is return it to the oven for another 13 minutes. Alright, the murukkus are ready. Let's have a look. Check that out. Nice and crispy, crunchy. The colors are lovely. And there you go. Happy DEEPAVALI. Enjoy these. Make them in all different sorts of colors or shapes, and may the food be with you. I'll definitely be enjoying this with some chai.
Try this recipe at home, snap a picture, and tag me at TheCharlotteMei on Instagram. Leave a comment down below to tell me what you'd like to see next, and don't forget to click subscribe.
Actually really simple to do it. You just have to use some force. You need to press down some of the flour through the sieve. It smells so nice. Alrighty. So now I've sieved all my flour, is super fine right now, and I'm going to add the spices. So I will be starting with ajawin.
Ajawin.
How do you say that in Tamil?
Ajawin.
Ajawin or ajavin. Next, you just want to mix it up with your fingers till it kind of